Hey guys, welcome back to another video from Hoops Empire. In today's video, we're going to be discussing why I think the Utah Jazz have been the best team in the NBA this season, and discussing why they are, in my eyes, a legit contender. I'm sure, coming into the year, after a first-round exit in the bubble, no one expected the Jazz to even be a top 3 seed, let alone the best record 20-plus games in. But they have shattered expectations. They have improved on every weakness, being a top 4 offensive and defensive team. And they are trying to prove that they are a legit title contender, poised to make a deep run in the upcoming playoffs. Starting with the first reason, the improvement via free agency. The Jazz stole Derek Favors back from the Pelicans this past offseason on a 3-year, $29 million deal. And while he is posting a career low in points per game, he's having a major effect on the team, fortifying the front court, averaging nearly a block and a half in just 15 minutes per game. He is posting a 134 offensive rating and a 103 defensive rating, some of the best rates in the entire league. And like said before, even though Favors is playing a career low in minutes, he is being extremely effective offensively and defensively. On offense, posting a near 41% free throw rate, playing very aggressive in his limited minutes, which is all you can ask for from a 7th to 8th man. They also retained Jordan Clarkson to a 4-year, $51 million deal, who is having the best year of his entire career. Jordan is far and away the favorite for 6th Man of the Year, posting a career high in nearly every statistical category: points per game, rebounds per game, field goal percent, 3-point percent, free throw percent, as well as a career high offensive rating and defensive rating, as well as box plus minus. He has a true shooting percent over 60. He is simultaneously playing the best offense and the best defense of his entire career, and him making $12 million a year is looking like an absolute steal for the Jazz over the next 4 years. Next up, the Utah Jazz have drastically improved defensively as a team, having the 3rd best defensive rating in the entire league, the 3rd best defensive field goal percentage, holding opponents on average to 2% below their average. Most of this isn't thanks to star center and defensive anchor Rudy Gobert. Rudy has the best defensive rating in the NBA at 100 flat. He is top 3 in blocks per game, block percent, tied for 1st in defensive win shares. He's 3rd in defensive rebound percentage, tearing down the boards, and per usual, Rudy is one of the most effective players in the entire NBA. And while he may be overpaid, his value goes far beyond the box score. Last year, the Jazz were middle of the pack in terms of defense. They were really exposed in the playoffs, but in terms of regular season, they were 13th in defensive efficiency. They have improved by nearly 4 points in terms of defensive rating. Last year, they had an even defensive field goal percentage. Opponents had an average night facing them. But this year, teams are struggling, especially in the paint, where they hold teams to 3% lower than their average within 6 feet. The Jazz improving defensively has covered up some offensive weaknesses that they have had in previous years, allowing them to score lower amounts and still win games. Not to say the Jazz haven't improved offensively as well. Next up, a reason why they have improved so much this year can also be drawn down to one man, Mike Conley. Mike is playing some of the best basketball since his prime Memphis days, posting the 2nd best true shooting percent of his career at nearly 60, and the best 3-point percentage at 41% on 7 attempts per game. Mike has been huge for the Jazz, as he should be, being one of the highest paid players in the entire league. Mike has been running the pick and roll excellently, averaging 1.04 points per possession as a pick and roll ball handler, good for 82nd percentile on 44% frequency, and a 58% effective field goal percentage. The tag team between him and Gobert has been special to watch, to say the least. Rudy being tied for 1st in screen assists per game at over 6.5. When Donovan Mitchell missed a few games in late January, people expected their hot streak to end, but it didn't. Conley led them to 2 gritty wins against the Mavericks, averaging 20 points and 8 assists through those 2 games. It's safe to say, with Conley playing as is right now, and the Jazz having some solid guard depth, that'll help fuel a deep playoff run. And finally, the most important factor in the success of the Jazz this season is 3-point shooting. The Jazz have come out the gates hot with no looking back. They are attempting the most 3-pointers out of any team at over 42 a night, But not just that, they're hitting them at the second highest clip in the league at over 40%. This type of volume matched with efficiency is case in point how to win games in today's NBA. It is largely the reason they have the second highest point differential, beating teams by an average of 9 points per night. Nearly 20% of their three-point attempts come within the first 6 seconds of the shot clock, playing fast-paced basketball and reaping the benefits, not allowing defenses to set. Their ball movement has also been key to their success shooting the ball. They are hitting deep shots, roughly 26 to 30 feet, at a higher percentage than any other team, at 43% on over 10 attempts per game. The Jazz are shooting 42% on 26.5 catch-and-shoot three-pointers attempted a game. Again, highlighting how ball movement is key in today's NBA. Knowing how to shoot as a team is one thing, but knowing how to get open, how to give yourself the best look possible is another. And the Jazz have mastered that aspect of the game this season. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know if you agree with any of my takes on the Jazz, as well as how far you think they can actually make it in the postseason, and answer the question if you think they are contenders or pretenders. So make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, turn notifications on, and have a good one.